Hello student. After the longer time we are going to discuss about the chapter number second, yes, and nakshatra. Because of you I am starting here. And chapter number second is acid, base and the salt. So what are the acid and base? So acid, mostly acid are sour in a taste. Yes, if you taste any substances and if they are sour in a taste, so mostly they are acid. And if you taste any substances, if they are bitter in a taste, so they are base. Yes. Then if we want to check substances by the litmus paper, so we will see the blue litmus paper convert into the red in a color. Yes. So this is the property of acid. And if the base, if we will check red litmus paper with the base, so that red litmus paper convert into the blue in a color. Yes, and these are the physical property of acid as well as the base. Yes, so are you getting here? Then we'll discuss about the indicator. So indicator are the substances which shows the presence of acid as well as the base. Yes, these are the substances. Those substances shows the presence of acid or base. Those are known as indicator. And we having the different kind of the types here. Yes, so over here you can see the natural indicator, artificial indicator and the olfactory indicator. So if we talk about the natural indicator and the artificial indicator, so both change their color in the presence of acid and a base. Yes, but what about the olfactory indicator? Olfactory indicator change its smell. Yes, in the presence of acid and the base. Yes, are you getting here? So we can give the example of some of the example, yes, of natural indicator. So here I have written, you can see on the screen, turmeric and the red cabbage. And here for the artificial, I have written the methyl orange and phenolphthalein. Number of the artificial as well as the natural indicator are present, but in our syllabus these are more than enough. Yes, then olfactory indicators, so clove, yes, which we use in a biryani, yes, and onion, very well. Vanilla is a one of the kind of, yes, flavor, so which we use in ice cream, yes. So these are the example of olfactory indicator. Yes, then student we are going to discuss about one of more about natural indicator, that is a litmus solution. Yes, so what is litmus solution? Litmus solution, how we can prepare it? Yes, so for that we require the lichen plant. Yes, and lichen plant is belong a division that is the Thelophyta. Yes, and if we extract, if we take the extract of leaf of this plant, so then we can prepare the litmus solution. Yes, so litmus solution is nothing, it is the extraction of the leaves of lichen plant, and lichen plant belong to Thelophyta division. Yes, in class 9th you have studied about these kind of the division, Thelophyta, Bryophyta, like that. Yes, so from this plant leaves we can prepare the solution of the litmus. And this also change the color in the presence of acid. The litmus paper, that one is made up by the litmus solution only. Yes, now student, here we will discuss about the artificial indicator. What are the color changes by the artificial indicator in the presence of acid and the base? So student, if we treat methyl orange with acid and the base, so acid give red color while base give yellow color. So you can memorize, yes, like this. If acid, you can see in the spelling of acid, D is here, so in the color of red, D is present in the spelling. And then if you remember this one, so you will not confuse in a color of red and yellow. Yes, similarly, you can see here in the phenolphthalein, if we treat with the acid phenolphthalein, so phenolphthalein does not give any kind of color, yes, but it give pink color. Yes, so sound of P and sound of pink both are same, and sound of B. So for the simple, for the longer time, we can remember like this. This is the tips of memory. So phenolphthalein give always pink color, and it give with the bass only. Yes, B, P. Yes, these are the sound. Yes, so this is all about the indicator. So student, now we will going to discuss about the chemical property. These all are the about the acid as well as the base. So student, over here we are going to discuss about the chemical property and chemical property of the acid only. Then after that, after this video, we will discuss about the chemical property of base. Yes, first property of the chemical property of acid. So first one is what? When the acid react with metal, so it form the salt and hydrogen gas. Yes, so for example, here if HCl react with the zinc, yes, so it produce zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Student, we remember the formula how we can make this ionic formula. So for that we need to learn the crisscross method, and I have taught you in the chapter number first. Yes, if you need to revise or to learn how to form the ionic formula, so for that please contact us. We'll provide a video of chapter number first. Yes, so you can easily learn how to form the crisscross method, formula of ionic compound by the crisscross method. Yes, so student, here how it is forming, you can see this Zn reacting with the HCl and 2 chloride ion attach with zinc and form the zinc chloride. Then remaining hydrogen will form hydrogen gas. So student, now question is here, how we come to know hydrogen gas has formed or not. So for that we having the one of the type of the test, that is the Pap test. So student, here we'll go to discuss about the Pap test. So student, in this diagram on screen you can see this is a diagram of the Pap test. Yes, so for that we require one testing tube, and that we need to take the dilute sulfuric acid or any kind of acid like HCl and all. And what is dilute acid and concentrated acid, that we will discuss in this chapter. Then we need to add, yes, zinc granules or any kind of the metal granules, yes, in this test tube. Then for that we need a cap. Yes, so we will cover this test by the cap and use that delivery tube. Yes, so this delivery tube release the hydrogen gas from this tube. Yes, and for that, for the testing of the hydrogen gas, we require the soap solution. Yes, so that delivery tube should be dipped inside the soap solution. So what will happen, the bubble will form. Yes, so as we bring the burning candle near to these bubble, so what will happen, these bubble will burst with the sound of pop. So that's why this test is new. The test name is given the Pap test. Yes, student, very simple. Yes, then for this test we require the first one, we require the dilute acid, then metal granules. Then metal granules, these metal granules, yes, react with the acid and hydrogen gas will come out from this delivery tube and go inside the soap solution. So as you know, the whenever the gas go inside the soap solution, so it form the bubbles, and these bubbles will burst with the bending candle with the sound of pop. So that's why the name of the test is given pop test. So student, or here we are going to discuss about the second property, that is uh, acid is reacting with metal carbonate and metal bicarbonate. So any metal carbonate, any metal bicarbonate react with the acid, so it produce salt, water and the CO2. Yes, so here I have given example on the screen. You can see the HCl is reacting with the carbonate salt, yes, metal carbonate, and producing salt, water and CO2. How it is forming? You can see 2Na is reacting with 2Cl forming 2NaCl, then remaining 2 hydrogen, and these 2 hydrogen is reacting one atom of the uh, oxygen and producing CO2, and then remaining C and 2 oxygen producing CO2. Yes, and this is the example of the metal carbonate. So you can see here this Na is reacting with Cl, so it is producing NaCl. Then this is the one hydrogen and another is the second hydrogen, so both is reacting with the one of the atom of the oxygen, yes, and producing the water, and in similar way it produce the CO2. Then student, how we will come to know the CO2 is producing or not in this reaction? So for that we have one of the test for CO2. So student, you can see, yes, in this diagram one of the test tube in this the sodium carbonate and any metal carbonate we can use, and one of the kind of the any kind of the dilute acid we can use. And when these both react to each other, so it produce the carbon dioxide. Then in the similar way, yes, the CO2 will produce and come out from this delivery tube. Yes, now it is a very important. Yes, in another test tube we need to use the calcium hydroxide. So that calcium hydroxide is nothing, it is also having the name the lime water. Yes, so as the CO2 come inside this calcium hydroxide solution, so it convert into the white in a color. Yes, so if the white color is producing in this test tube, it means what? The reaction is taking place and CO2 is coming out. Yes, so this is all about the carbon dioxide testing. Then student, we are going to discuss about the carbon dioxide test. If the CO2 is producing in a limited amount, so white PPT is formed, that is calcium carbonate, and water is produced. And why the white PPT is producing? Because the calcium carbonate is insoluble into the water. Yes, so that's why that white PPT will be deposit in the bottom of the test tube. Yes, if a student, if the carbon dioxide is producing in this reaction is excess in amount, so what will happen? This reaction go for the further. This calcium carbonate which formed, yes, here, and water produce that water. So this calcium carbonate and water react with another molecule of the carbon dioxide, and it produce calcium hydrogen carbonate. Yes, so calcium is here, one carbonate, yes, is already present in the reactant of reaction. Another carbonate will produce by this CO2 and one oxygen atom which is present in a water. Yes, so two carbonate and the two hydrogen is required, so two hydrogen is present. So like this the calcium hydrogen carbonate will form. If a student, if we are doing the test of the CO2 and we are not getting the PPT, it means what? The CO2 is producing more in amount and we are getting a product that is calcium hydrogen carbonate. Yes, so what will happen? If white color PPT will disappear if the CO2 is producing more in amount. Why? Because this calcium hydrogen carbonate is soluble into the water. Yes, so this is all about, yes, the experiment of the CO2. Then student will discuss here the very important reaction. This is the neutralization reaction. Yes, about this we'll discuss in the detail in the next video. So you can see here what is happening. Acid, when acid and base both react to each other, so it will produce salt and the water. Yes, and here you can see HCl plus NaOH both react to each other, so it produce NaCl and the water. Yes, so Na and Cl both react to produce an NaCl, and this hydrogen and this hydroxyl ion produce the water. So student, this is all about the neutralization reaction and the first video of the chapter number second. And if you need more detail, yes, so you can contact with us. So we'll form a group on the WhatsApp, so we'll discuss the exercise question as well as the activities and the extra question of the exam idea and the different kind of the books. Yes, thank you.